So, good morning everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Peter and in today's video I will tell you what's going on the channel and who am I. I'm around 42 years old and my passion is Land Rover, or a Land Rover Discovery 4 in this case. So what is my background and how can I do things on our Land Rover Discovery 4 on myself? My background, I'm not a mechanic, I'm nor an engineer. I'm still a regular guy who wanted to drive a Land Rover. In the first time or in the first years after finding this car, I really couldn't afford this one because we had a family, we had to build a house, so this is really luxury. This is really a luxury car and it's an expensive car if you can't do things on your own. So how I get to this car or how I get to Land Rovers, I will tell you now. After a road trip in the United States on the west coast, we had a Ford Edge as a rental car and we drove also in the desert with this one, and I have to say it was really nice to drive and it was a really cool car, but it's more an SUV. And yeah, when we get home, for me it was clear I already had a 4x4, but it was a regular Volkswagen Passat, so it wasn't really a nice car. It was nice to drive, but yeah, it wasn't an off-road car. And so I was searching around and I searched for Ford, I searched for Toyotas and also for Jeeps. But the problem with those cars is, until now I think, that the interior looks really bad and it's not that quality which the Land Rover came up with. And yeah, so it was clear for me, I loved the boxy looking, I loved the big size SUV and the off-road capabilities. And so I ended up with the Land Rovers. The first problem, as I said before, was that I wasn't able to afford the maintenance costs, the mechanical costs. When you go to Land Rover and say, hey, please change my brakes, you all know if you change all 4 brakes on Discovery 4 and going to Land Rover, you pay more than 2,000 euros only for this job. Yeah, and that's really a lot of money for only changing brakes. And then I started to teach myself everything about those cars. So I get a workshop book, I watched videos online, and this for over 2 years. So most of the time in the evening I was watching one video and what could possibly fail, what can you do on your own without having a lifter to get the body of the frame and so on. And today I have to say I would really like to have a lifter to do more on this car, because to get the body of the frame isn't, from the technical side, it isn't really difficult. Yeah, you can end up with rusty screws and so, but from the technical aspect and how you do and get everything dismantled, it's not that difficult. And after those 2 or 3 years where I was only reading and watching videos, and then the time came and we said, hey, we want to go a bit of overlanding, not really rough overlanding, but only drive around on fieldways and something like that. And yeah, we thought, my wife and I thought, oh, a Discovery Sport would be ideal for this one, and to get a rooftop tent on and to drive around with 4 people. So I searched for really, I think this was one of the best Discovery Sports I saw on the internet for sale. And this one had a head-up display, it had all the stuff which was really nice for the kids in the back, so they have their own headphones and everything like that, and to drive around with. But the problem was I was never sitting in the car, and we checked out the space in the boot, but yeah, it was simply too small, and so we never did go overlanding with this one, and we didn't buy a rooftop tent for this one. So it was clear we have to sell this one and we have to buy a real Discovery. Why not a Discovery 5? The Discovery 5, I don't like really the looking of the Discovery 5, because it looks like a whale with something in the back, and no, I don't like this. So I love the boxy looking of the Discovery 4. I have to say it was a really great time for me, because mention if you're only watching videos and if you're only reading stuff about this car, after 2 or 3 years you're really happy and you're really excited to get your fingers on and you can do stuff on your own. And how I came up to YouTube, this is pretty simple, because after a few repairs my wife said, hey, why don't you record your work and share it on the internet with others? Because I think there are a lot of people out there who love to drive a Land Rover but can't afford it because it's very expensive. If you take care, you can really do a lot of stuff on this car. So I ended up with YouTube, and now I hope you like those videos which I'm making, because I want to share my knowledge with you, how easy you can upgrade things. One of my last videos was how easy it is to upgrade the lightning sensor in the Discovery 4. So you have automatic high beam on your car. You only have to spend a few bucks to get this, and yeah. And if you also own a Land Rover, you all know that I think it's necessary to buy an IID tool. Even it costs you around 500 euros, but I think it's worth the money, because you can really do a lot of things on your car, and you don't have to go to Land Rover and pay a lot of money. How did I get the green Discovery 4 here, or the Scotch grey one? I already had sold our black Discovery 4, and because we didn't use it the last year, we only used it one time. So my wife and I used it. We never had time to go with the kids overlanding or drive in the mountains or do something like that. So this was really bad. And yeah, the car was only used for driving around here, and it was like a mall crawler, and this wasn't what I wanted to do with this car. And so I thought, okay, let's sell it. And after I sold it, then I woke up in the morning and I thought, no. I really thought a few nights, I thought, which car can I buy next? Because to get off this small mountain here, you need a car. If you have two kids, you have to carry them around, you have to drive them here and you have to drive them there. And yeah, so I need a car, and I thought, which car can I buy? And after, I think, 2 evenings of thinking about this one, of checking the internet, going through every ad market and check which car can I buy, yeah, I ended up with this one, because there was no car for me which I wanted to buy and which I wanted to spend money on. And I really love to work on this car, so I thought I'd buy one which is a bit worn out. This one was the cheapest Discovery 4 with the facelift version in Austria, because all others were double in the price. So, and the next thing, or the last thing, is about the channel. So I will slow down the video publishing a bit, because I have a full-time job, we have a house to keep up, we have kids and everything. And so I will slow down a bit. I think one video all 2 or 3 weeks, we'll see. And also, as you all know, parts are not really inexpensive, and yeah, you have to afford it. And I think I will slow it down to this one. But if you want to help me, it would be really great. If you think, yes, this video was useful, just give me a thumb and maybe write a comment below, so this one will help me out. And this one will tell YouTube, hey, this content is really helpful for other people, so they will show it to other people, and yeah, then I can afford more and do more on our Land Rover Discovery 4. And if you really like all the videos, then you can get a Not That Kind of a Channel supporter, so get a member, and for, I think, a coffee in a month, you can support my channel. So guys, if you like the video, and if you want to support me, as I said before, just give me a like. And if you want to see more of that kind of content, not that kind of content, but that kind of content, just subscribe. And yeah, have a nice day and see you soon. Bye.